7 in a row, and after a 28-23 victory over the Bucs in Tampa Bay, it might be time to start looking at the Pats in a different light. Drake May threw for 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, and their rookie, Trevion Henderson, 147 yards on the ground, along with 2 touchdowns himself. The Pats find themselves at 8-2 with the Jets, Bengals, and Giants, all before their bye week. And so, after the Patriots win yesterday, the Colts win over the Falcons, there are now 3 teams in the AFC who are 8-2. According to our analytics, the Patriots have a 23% chance to get to the 1 seed in the AFC, thanks in part to having the 6th easiest remaining schedule of any team in the NFL. But nonetheless, they showed up when they needed to against the Bucs this weekend. Are the Pats the team to beat in the AFC, Cam Newton?
No. I would want to say yes, but no. I still think it's the Indianapolis Colts. The thing about the Pats is Drake May is playing good football. But as I was watching the game yesterday, the things that the New England Patriots live and die for, it's the turnover differential. And throwing a red zone turnover over the beginning of time has been an absolute no-no, especially from the lineage of coaching that was obviously there in Bill Belichick. So now you start to factor in, okay, will that continue to happen? I would say no. But I've been extremely impressed with Mac Hollins. You have Kyle Williams, obviously Stephon Diggs, Demario Douglas. These guys have been a collective of receivers that have made the most with opportunity. And this is the thing, too, that you have to think about. They're playing with an edge. They're playing with an attitude that as it just sticks out to you as you're watching them. But altogether, if the New England Patriots are able to run the football effectively like they have been doing, they are an extremely dangerous team that you have to take into consideration. But the team to beat is still Indianapolis Colts for me.
Cameron Jarrell Newton. I've been on First Take almost every Monday. And I've said for about a month now, Drake May is playing like a top 5 quarterback. And Cameron Jarrell Newton has been looking at me sideways, talking crazy, saying, "What are you crazy? What in the world are you talking about?" Drake May is in the MVP conversation right now. He's playing like one of the best quarterbacks we have in the National Football League. And oh, by the way, the Patriots team, I said it don't get up this morning. The road to the Super Bowl is going through Foxborough. It's going through Foxborough. Okay? Because the Patriots, they're top 10 in defense and top 10 in offense. They're well coached. They got a young stud quarterback. They got a bunch of guys that he can distribute the ball to. They can run the football. And so when I look at it all, it's going through Foxborough. Now, that doesn't mean that you still got to chop the head off the snake of some of these old guards, the Kansas Cities, the Baltimore. But this Patriots team, if you haven't been watching what the Patriots have been doing, then you have been sleeping on the New England Patriots because they are for real. The Buffalo Bills are slipping, clearly by what the performance they put on yesterday.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, Stephen A.
Well,
that's what it is.
I appreciate where you're coming from, and I'm not saying you're wrong. But don't stick out your chest and think you're.
Oh, I'm going to stick out. No, I'm going to. No,
don't interrupt me.
I'm going to stick out my chest.
You understand?
Because people like you and Cam have been trying to shoot me down. I'm going to do that.
Hey, first of all, Mr. Kraft is my man. You understand what I'm saying? I'm very cool with Mr. Kraft. I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very happy for my man, Mr. Kraft. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? It's good to see them relevant again and back to relevancy. They won 7 straight. Give them a lot of love. Okay, I'm just saying you can't sit here and try to be all slick like a politician, which is what you look like this morning.
I look good. I look good. I do. I look good.
I didn't say you don't. This is
nice. You ain't complimenting me on my tie.
Right.
Okay.
I was missing a pocket square, but that's a different subject for another day. My point to you is this, my brother. You just gonna leave out the fact that over the next 3 weeks you got the Jets, Cincinnati, and the Giants. I mean, you blow.
That's even more of a reason. They stack and win.
What I'm saying to you is that or your soliloquy that you just went through, you left out that they damn near got 3 bye weeks coming up. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, it's real slick of you. It's real slick of you. And it's okay, though. It's all right. I got it. All right. Drake May is looking good. I'm very proud of what I'm seeing from Stephon Diggs. This kid Hollins had a big day. Travion Henson had a 69-yard touchdown run. They got a running game between him, and what these cats are bringing to the table. I understand with the piano. You understand playing at home. That's what he got in his house, Cam. He got this big-ass piano that he be doing his hits from when he at home with the piano in the background, like a big notorious Liberace. The point that I'm trying to make to you is that while you doing all of that, you must not have watched enough First Take. Because I said weeks ago, they got a quarterback. And because they got a quarterback, and everybody knows it, there's no denying Vrabel doing the same. He's coach of the year candidate. He's the leading coach of the year candidate. Mike Vrabel is right now. Their defense is nothing to sneeze at. They can come for you, all right? Offensively, they can hurt you in a myriad of ways because they can throw the football, they can run the football. You never know how they're going to hurt you. They're not explosive where they just come out and just roll over you, but they stay in it, they grind. And that's what I like about them. So I'm going to give respect where respect is due. I'm still not going to give them the edge over Kansas City. I'm still not going to. Denver, they could possibly have the edge over in my mind because I don't like Denver's offense for the first 3 quarters of a game. Or in last week's case, the entire game, okay? Indianapolis, Jonathan Taylor, you can literally look at a running back and say he's a top candidate for league MVP honors, similar to what Saquon Barkley was last year, even though we anticipated it'll probably go to a quarterback knowing this league. I'm just saying, you look at the New England Patriots and you got to give respect where respect is due because of what we're seeing from them, but it is bad. Not for them, but for just us as pundits as we're sitting here talking about them and we looking at Mr. Politician here sticking out his chest because he's talking about his former team. We get to gloss over the fact that, damn, over the next 3 weeks while you thriving, you got these cupcakes on your schedule that find ways to lose games. Okay. I mean, ain't that something? That something?
The Patriots as a whole have the easiest schedule in the NFL, I think,
Correct.
or close
Right.
to the. I mean,
Correct.
that's what you get with the last place schedule.
Yeah.
So, but they're
Rematch against the Bills in
anyway.
Week 15.
Okay.
Rematch against the Bills.
Sure, we'll all look forward to that. But nonetheless, as long as they win the games they got to win, you might be right. Welcome back to First Take. Oh, the Buffalo Bills win to Miami. They were upset big time, 30-13. The Dolphins dropped 4 out of 5 heading into Sunday against their division rival, but Buffalo looked nothing like the version we saw against Kansas City a week prior. Josh Allen was sacked 3 times, had an interception, a fumble. The Bills weren't on the board to start the fourth quarter, trailing 16-0. Here's Josh Allen after the game.
They came ready to play. They wanted it obviously a little more than us. I got to be better. I'd be better in the protection game, in the pass game, in the run game, all of it. It's anytime you turn it over 3 times, 2 in the red zone, and really you could count that last one, driving, kind of going into the red zone. So that's a recipe for disaster.
Correct you are, Josh Allen. The whole thing was a big recipe for disaster. I mean, this was the biggest upset of the weekend, right, Cam Newton? Who is the most to blame for this loss? Is it Josh Allen?
I'm going with Joshua Allen, and it's not even close. I think last year's success recipe is not this year's success recipe. Last year, we were all questioning Brandon Beane's decision to not give Josh a number 1 receiver with the removal of the Stephon Diggs and the Davises of the world. These are all now things now, hey, we can do that. He goes out and wins the MVP, obviously. But now you look at this year, where's Keon Cole? Like, where are these guys that are in the position, Keon Coleman, in the position to make plays? Now, the one thing that I will say, the Buffalo Bills probably has the best trio of talent at the tight end position in the whole league. When you got Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox, and Jackson Halls, those guys can play. But that's not a recipe for longevity when you have a 3rd and 6. You cannot be in 12 or 13 personnel. When you have, got to have situations where somebody on the outside has to consistently beat man-to-man. Last year, we've seen a recipe of receivers that took turns making plays. When you don't have the same production at the receiver position in this year, now it puts the onus on Josh Allen, and you add in turnovers and you add in bad decision-making. That's how you get to a point now where it's extremely alarming, not only just with this performance, but also a performance in Atlanta. In closing, when you think about what's to be had or what's going to come from this year, we know that the Buffalo Bills will not have a consistent home stretch in the playoffs. And we've seen Josh Allen struggle in away games. That's the thing that you must look at and take into account as well.
You would?
The Buffalo Bills have such a small margin for error. And unfortunately, Josh Allen has to wear his cape all the time. They're a flawed team. Josh Allen did not play well at all yesterday, obviously. And this has kind of been creeping up on Josh Allen the past few games, where the turnovers has been creeping up, and it's cost him in a couple of these games here. When you look at, but the reason why there's such a slim margin for error, Shae, their defense is bad. Okay, their rush, they are 30th in the league in rush defense. They're giving up almost 150 yards rushing per game on defense. That is not a team that you can take seriously come postseason. Because let me tell you something, all the best teams, when we talk about these teams like the Seattle Seahawks, the Los Angeles Rams, these teams in the NFC, you know what they do? You know what they have? They pack a defense and they have explosive offenses. The Bills, we know they have Josh Allen, but if you can't stop the run, you are not going anywhere in the postseason. Yesterday, we saw the Miami Dolphins, an organization that had fired their general manager. Their coach has been left for dead, and all they did was run roughshod all over the Buffalo Bills. And if they can't fix that, which it's looking highly unlikely that's going to happen, the Buffalo Bills, not only this year, they're not going anywhere, but think about this from a bigger perspective. This window that the Bills have had, it's over. It is absolutely over. They've dominated the AFC East for 6 years, and they have nothing to show for it. Nothing. Not a Super Bowl appearance. And here it is, the New England Patriots are back, and the Buffalo Bills are sitting here sliding further and further back from the New England Patriots.
Let's call a couple of things. Number one, there's various reasons to be concerned about the Buffalo Bills even being legit. I know we just saw them beat Kansas City. We get that part. But then you lose a game like this, and it reminds us of the doldrums. You look at Josh Allen. He's had 7 turnovers over the last 6 games. He had 8 all last year, if I remember correctly. I think the number was 8. I'm not sure, but I think the number was 8, right? 7 turnovers over the last 6 games. That's reminiscent of the Josh Allen we were lamenting was turning the ball over too much. What's the difference between last year and this year? Last year he was playing within himself. This year he's back to trying to play hero ball. When you see Josh Allen play hero ball, Cam, what am I to deduce? You know what I deduce? He doesn't believe in the players that he has. He knows he needs more. And that's why he's got to try extra, okay? He threw an interception in the end zone. That was egregious. We get that part. He also fumbled. You understand? The tush push that ended up going down, and then you fumble the ball, right? Those are 2 third quarter turnovers, if I remember correctly, right? So you got that as a problem. But the point is, here's the biggest thing, and this is unlike the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know what to make of this. I'm going to need y'all help on this. The Buffalo Bills did try to get somebody. They tried to get Jalen Waddle. They offered a first-round pick in 2027. According to the reports, the Bills, they insisted, that Miami insisted on a first-rounder in 2026. My personal question is this. What's the difference? What's the difference? I mean, if you need help now, yeah, you might want to push it back to 2027. But if they wanted the first-round pick for this year, and you were willing to give up a first-round pick in 2027, this ain't 2030 or 2033 we talking about. It's 2027. It's a year later. So to get Jalen Waddle, to have him with Josh Allen, is that not worth a first-round pick with a season that you're competing for a Super Bowl with? I would think it would be. If they insisted on a first-round pick in 2026, I wouldn't have wanted to do it. Of course, I would have wanted to make them wait till 2027. But then I would have said, that's Jalen Waddle. That's that brother Jalen Waddle right there.
Who showed out yesterday.
That brother could spread the field. That brother could. And then I'm thinking about, this is the worst Russian defense. We're talking about Miami, right? And we're talking about the #1 Russian offense entered the league against the 3rd worst run defense in the National Football League in Miami Dolphins. And a guy in Cook who's been balling for you, you get the ball 13 times. What's that about? What's that about? I don't get that. And so those are the kind of questions that you have to have about the Buffalo Bills, who seem a bit bipolar these days, for crying out loud. After a 4-0 start, they're 2-3 over their last 5 games. But in the end, what it comes down to is that they don't look good enough to win away from Buffalo come playoff time.
Jalen Waddle yesterday had 84 yards and a touchdown.
And let's not forget Achane, right?
And
With the
Achane
59-yard run
very-
and with the 35-yard run, both in the fourth quarter. And by the way, do you know he forced 11 missed tackles yesterday?
Yeah, the dude's quick. He can
11
get
missed.
anywhere.
No, but I'm just talking about. Cats couldn't bring him down. They got their hands on him and couldn't do it. I'm talking about those kind of missed tackles. That's what I'm talking about.
Listen,
It's bad.
the Buffalo Bills did not look ready for this game at all, which was a stark difference from what we saw against Kansas City a week prior. I don't know if it was a hangover from Kansas City. I don't know what was going on.
But see, but the one thing we can't
didn't
do.
look ready.
But the one thing we can't do, we can't call this a trap game.
We
We can't do it. It's a divisional game, and you're sitting in second place in the division.
Right.
It is in Miami.
That's where I was going.
It is in Miami.
That's where I was going.
Okay.
When I said hangover, it
No.
triggered me.
Listen, it's Miami. It's Miami. You know what I'm saying? It's
got there.
now, mind you, now, this is a very important, point that I have to make here. It's Miami, as I've said on many occasions. So a lot of distractions. But understand, Shae, it ain't like they rolling up on a Tuesday morning or the Tuesday night, even though that's bad in and of itself. These brothers arrive on a Friday night or Saturday.
Professional football players.
I agree, yeah.
Give me a break. To look like that, the Buffalo Bills?
Excuse me. I think you're right. I'm not saying you're wrong. You're talking altruistically what it should be. I'm talking about what it is. Okay. Saturday night in Miami. You understand? I can assure you there are people who broke curfew or died trying.
Well, I would assume it's not
Figuratively speaking.
recently married Josh Allen, okay?
Yeah.
No, we're not talking about him.
He wasn't
Never
ready
say
to get
that.
all the
Never
play
say that.
yesterday.
Haley Steinfeld, I mean, he good. He good. But I'm just telling you, in Miami.
Stephen, I will say this as an aside, and Cam knows this. Usually, when you go to a place like Miami, we get in at the very last second and take up all your time.
And my last point, brother's still awake though, ain't he? Am I lying? Am I lying? They still wide awake. Getting at 2 in the morning, they wide awake.
Well, we're all going to be up till 2 in the morning because we got a really good Monday Night Football game.